Hey, what's up everyone? Bestinwest here, and I am here with another set of Go Battle League battles. In today's video, we are currently in rank 8, and so at rank 8, pretty much are competing against some of the top trainers in the world. Rank 9 is still super hard to get to. You have to get to 2500 to get there, and I am not there yet. I'm kind of hanging around the 2300 to 2400 range right now, and let me tell you, it's super hard to get past that stage. The closest I've been to rank 9 was around 2450, and then I dropped, and I'm currently sitting somewhere in the 2350 range. But anyways, in this set, we're actually going to be still using the Altaria Munchlax Registeel combination, where Altaria is just really good, Registeel is really good, and Munchlax is kind of a safe switch. A somewhat safe switch, right? It'll be able to at least put some kind of shield pressure or some kind of, even be able to take switch advantage from your opponent. So let's get into the battles. I'm going to slow down the videos a little bit to maybe talk about more of the strategy that goes into each battle, but yeah, let's get into it. So in the first battle, it's Altaria versus Haunter. So this is a good matchup for Altaria. Altaria should be able to block once and be able to just farm down a Haunter. So I'm going to go ahead and get this first sky attack off. Because they farmed up a good amount of energy, they want to throw that energy, right? So I'm going to go ahead and block this. If it's a Shadow Punch, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and make this switch into Munchlax, because I know they had another charge move, but I was going to be able to eat whatever charge move it was, no matter what. Even if it was a Sludge Bomb, it'd do a lot of damage, but at the same time, I would have been able to farm down that Haunter. Anyways, I get Body Slam off on Azumarill, and I get another Body Slam off on Azumarill. At this point, I believe we are tied in shields, and they may have made a mistake in that Haunter matchup. So they get a charge move off right here, and I didn't want to get hit by a Hydro Pump because the Hydro Pump would put me down a significant amount of health. And being able to put some shield pressure on to this Azumarill using these Body Slams is what I wanted to do. So they switch into Registeel, and so it's a no shields matchup. I'm gonna get Body Slam off just because I want to be able to knock out this Registeel if I get a Focus Blast off. So they're gonna over farm right here, and they're gonna get a charge move off. If it's a Focus Blast, which it probably will be, it should knock out my Munchlax. Yes it does. I'm gonna bring in my Registeel now, I believe, because a Focus Blast will be able to knock out this Registeel. So we're gonna go back and forth. This should be a Focus Blast. This is gonna deal a significant amount of damage, but it's not going to knock me out. And so I'm gonna try to get to a Focus Blast, and I was expecting a switch out. Luckily for me, they didn't switch out right when I was about to use Focus Blast. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this Focus Blast, knock out his Registeel, and they bring a Azumarill back out. And now I know for sure that I would be able to get to probably one more sky attack anyways, but I'm able to get this Flash Cannon off and knock out this Azumarill. GG. So as you saw right there, Munchlax came in big, right? Being able to tank all of Haunter's moves and being able to deal with Azumarill in somewhat of a safe switch situation. But we're going to get into these next battles. So I lead off with Altaria versus Tropius. And Tropius, it looks like it's running Air Slash, so this is a better moveset for Tropius against Altaria. They make the switch into Registeel, and this isn't like the best matchup for me, honestly. I probably should have gone for... This one's kind of an interesting situation because I don't really run into too many Melmetals in GBL, but they go ahead and use a Rock Slide, and I'm gonna kind of try to bait a Bulldoze and go for a Body Slam. Melmetal's not the tankiest Pokemon in Great League, so even Body Slams deal a decent amount of damage, but they didn't fall for the bait. They're gonna use a charge move, and right here they go for a second Rock Slide. So this time they baited me twice pretty much, right? So a superpower is going to deal a significant amount of damage. I go for another shield bait because they have a lot of energy. They're going to get to a superpower right here. It's good, darn near knock my Munchlax out, but I don't think it's going to knock me out completely. So I'm going to go ahead and switch into my Altaria, try to absorb the second superpower, which I do, and get a Sky Attack off right away. And this will knock out this Melmetal, but I'm not sure if that was the best move because they probably would have switched out. So maybe that was a good move. That way I can just eliminate it. But now it's a Whiscash, right? And Whiscash, and I have no shields. So one Blizzard is going to knock out my Altaria easily. So they're going to farm up to a Blizzard, which they get to because I just threw a Sky Attack. Knock out my Altaria. And now I'm going to bring Munchlax back in, get a Body Slam off. I think they're going to shield. They should shield at this point. But no, they let it go. They're going to get one more Mud Bomb off. And I bring in my Registeel, even though I know it's going to be a Mud Bomb and it's going to deal super effective damage. I want to be able to farm this Whiscash down. And I wish I had brought it in a little sooner. Oh, I thought they were at another Mud Bomb. But they bring in Tropius, and Tropius is going to deal not very effective damage to Registeel, but they did have an extra shield. So this is actually going to be much closer than one might think. That extra shield, especially against Registeel, blocks a lot of damage, right? And Registeel is doing like nothing against Tropius in between those charge moves. Tropius gets a second charge move off right here. It's going to be Leaf Blade, which is the correct move to use. And I'm going to be able to get to a Flash Cannon. They might actually win this. This is going to be extremely, extremely close. I get a Flash Cannon off. I'm going to need one more Flash Cannon to knock out this Tropius. But I go ahead and switch into my Munchlax, and they're going to throw their energy right here, which is fine. It's either I needed to get to a Body Slam or they needed to throw their energy. And I bring in my Registeel back in, and if they get to another charge move, yes. And as you saw, I was at a Flash Cannon already. I just couldn't get to it. They probably had CMP, but yeah, that was really close. I almost had it. Just wasn't enough. So GG. Going into this next battle, again, you saw I am running Altaria, Munchlax, and Registeel still. And I'm going against Paulo Sergio R10, I think is his name. Okay, so this is a positive matchup for my Altaria. Altaria versus 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so they're probably going for a Sludge Wave. I'm hoping they're going for a Sludge Wave, but they may be baiting. So I'm not sure. They decide not to shield. So at this point, I believe they're not baiting. So they didn't bait because they didn't shield. If they were going to bait, they probably would have shielded that and gone for it. But anyways, I knock it out with my with my Dragon Breath, and they bring in Skarmory. So this is not a good matchup for Altaria, especially down a shield anyways. So I'm just going to do as much damage as I can. I know I have Registeel in the back to kind of deal with Skarmory as well. And Munchlax is going to be able to do neutral damage with those licks as well. 2, 3, 4. So they got an extra air slash in right there. So if you're counting, it takes 5 air slashes to get to a Sky Attack. So 4, 5, 6. So they overfarmed by 1 air slash, I believe. So yeah, 5 air slashes gets to a Sky Attack. I end up blocking that one. 2, 3, 4. Because I knew I could get to another Sky Attack. And I get to another Sky Attack, and I'm hoping they block this, but they don't. Okay, so now I'm still down 1 shield, but I have 2 Pokemon left. I'm hoping to get to another Sky Attack, but this Whiscash does let go of this Mud Bomb. Mud Bomb's going to knock me out, unfortunately, and I'm going to bring in Munchlax because, yeah, Registeel versus Whiscash is not a good matchup for me, especially one with this much health. Yeah, at least this way I can either take out that last shield, which I do right off the bat, and they're gonna get Mud Bomb off, I believe, and and I believe no, they go straight Blizzard. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Blizzard does more damage, DP damage per energy, anyways. So I get this next body slam off. This body slam is going to knock it down to about very little health. So they're gonna get a Mud Bomb off right here, but that it's already over, right? Like I'm gonna be able to use Lick and knock out this Whiscash. So GG. I got a little bit lucky there. It's always a little bit of luck going into these GBLs, right? It's a matter of your opponent's team versus your team. There might be some ways to get around certain matchups. So, for example, Altaria versus Skarmory, depending on shields, Altaria can take out Skarmory, and same with Registeel, right? So it's definitely a matter of like matchups. But anyways, going into this next battle, my opponent leads off with Azumarill. So this is a bad matchup for me. 1, 2, and 3, and I switch into Munchlax. Munchlax is going to be able to 4, 5, so they switch out as well. But at this point, I have enough for a Body Slam. I'm going to be able to get to 2 Body Slams. And 2 Body Slams, plus the Licks in between, are going to be able to knock out this Meganium. But this Meganium is running Razor Leaf. That's something that I've never really seen before. So Razor Leaf Meganium is doing work against my Munchlax. But I'm able to get to another Body Slam. I think I messed up on that first Body Slam. So they're going to get to a charge move right here. And I'm going to go ahead and just shield it, just because I know I'm going to be able to knock it out. And I'll get switch advantage once I knock out this Meganium. So they're probably going to bring back in Azumarill and farm me down. That's what I would do. No, but they bring in Medicham. So this is actually probably the best situation for me. They bring in Medicham and they farm down my Munchlax. I bring in Altaria, and even though it has Ice Punch, Medicham's not going to be able to even shields beat Altaria. So gets that first Ice Punch off. I'm going to get this Sky Attack off because of that energy I farmed on that Azumarill earlier in the matchup. So they're going to get to another charge move right here. But they make a great switch into Azumarill, and I did not want to eat that. So I'm going to charge up. I'm going to overfarm, and I'm going to switch into my Registeel. So they're going to get a Hydro Pump off right here, and that's going to deal a ton of damage. No. And this is why I believe I win this battle. They're running Ice Beam Play Rough. So any of you guys out there running Ice Beam Play Rough, this is a very clear example as to why you do not want to run that moveset. You are put at a very bad disadvantage against Registeel. Play Rough is resisted, and Ice Beam is resisted. So they make a switch into Medicham, and they're going to eat this this Flash Cannon. They decide to block, and they're going to farm down. They're going to try to farm down my Registeel, but I am able to get to a second Flash Cannon. And remember, I do have a Sky Attack on my Altaria, and so I switch into my Altaria and use the Sky Attack, and this should be knocking out this Azumarill, and even if not, Bubbles deal very little damage, and I'd be able to bring Registeel back in and farm down that Azumarill. So in that battle, you saw how this team can come back from a pretty much a hard-walled lead, right? Altaria versus Azumarill is probably one of the worst matchups in the game. Dragon being double resisted by Azumarill's fairy typing, and Ice Beam being double super effective against Altaria. So those things combined make that a very polarizing matchup. But I'm able to, because of Munchlax's utility, I was able to come in with Munchlax and win switch advantage and carry out the rest of that battle. So that's why I really like this team, and that's why I've been using it for the past like 4 videos. Alright, so I think we're going to get into this last battle. It's Altaria versus Umbreon. Umbreon actually wins this matchup, but it's actually pretty close, so I'm going to stay in it because I have Munchlax. Ideally, I'd want Umbreon matched up against my Registeel, but obviously in the lead, Umbreon. Yeah, so anyways, they let that first Sky Attack go through, and they throw their energy after charging up to what I believe is 2 charge moves. So they're going to get one more Snarl in and let go of their energy right here. Now, I believe they still have 2 charge moves ready, but I'm able to get another Sky Attack in between, and they did use another Snarl, and now we're even shields. It has less energy, less health, but they have a lot of energy, right? So another foul play, and one more foul play will pretty much knock me out at this point. So I have to decide if I want to block, if I want to go down shields, down to 0 shields, or if I want to give up switch advantage, right? And I decide to block one more time and do a little bit more damage with my Dragon Breath and try to knock it out. So if they give me switch advantage, that's fine. And so they bring in a Azumarill. So now it's going to be kind of an uphill battle, but I am able to get to a Sky Attack, and once I get a Sky Attack, that means that it is now in 2 Flash Cannon range. So I'm going to try to bring in Munchlax, I believe. Munchlax, and try to draw out that last shield. That last shield is going to be kind of hard to get to. They're going to go ahead and use Ice Beam. Okay, so they might just try to Ice Beam me down. They get another charge move. It's going to be another Ice Beam. I'm going to be very close to... I have Body Slam right now. And so now it's a matter of, are they going to be able to knock me out? Or are my Body Slams going to be able to... If I get to another Body Slam, it's going to knock out this Azumarill 3. So they decide to switch into Tropius. And so Tropius has a bad matchup, and it's Razor Leaf too. So Tropius has a bad matchup against my Registeel, and this is something I need to try to work on a little bit better, is looking at the top right to see what the typing or what Pokemon is coming out before it actually comes out. But Tropius is going to use Leaf Blade, and this is a good matchup for Registeel, right? So Registeel going to be able to get these Flash Cannons off, but he looks like my opponent is preserving his shields, and those Razor Leafs are adding up, right? Razor Leaf is such a high damage move. Even when it's resisted, it deals a ton of damage. So now I'm near a Ice Beam, right? Ice Beam range. So I'm going to go ahead and overfarm just a little bit and knock out this Tropius. And I'm going to pull this switch. And it wasn't enough. They're going to get a charge move off, and this is going to knock out my Registeel. So my goal was to try to use Lick to knock out that Azumarill, but yeah, I had too little health. Those Razor Leafs that came in earlier were just too much for me to handle. But I believe that will do it. Let's see if there's another battle. Okay, so there's one more battle. This is Altaria versus Registeel, another bad lead. I go ahead and switch into Munchlax, and they switch into Meganium. So you saw right there, I did get a little bit extra energy. So I'm going to be able to get to 3 Body Slams, I believe. Maybe 2 Body Slams. I'm probably going to get to 2 Body Slams. I'm going to shield up this first charge move. It's probably going to be Frenzy Plant. It would have dealt a big chunk of damage. So I'm going to get to a second Body Slam right here. And it's going to deal a ton of damage. And I should be able, if they don't block, Lick is going to deal a lot of damage in between. And I don't think this Frenzy Plant is going to KO me. So I'm going to let this go. So I let this go, and I'm going to be able to farm down this Meganium, and I have a Body Slam ready to go. And it is going to be that Registeel from earlier, which is kind of surprising. I have a Bulldoze. I'm going to go ahead and use this Bulldoze. They decide to block that, and that's totally fine. And they have to use their energy. Otherwise, like, yeah, they decide to use their energy at least. I guess they didn't have to, but they underfarmed, and that was really smart. They're able to farm down my Munchlax. Wow, that was really well played. But they are down a shield at this point, right? And they are in Focus Blast range. So let's see how I play it. I forgot how this turns out, but if it's Focus Blast, yes. So I'm able to flip the coin and I guess the Focus Blast. So now I'm going to go ahead and use Flash Cannon. I'm hoping they shield. If they shield, that's great. Yes. So I successfully baited them. This Focus Blast is not going to knock me out, but it is going to put me at very low health. So they still have one Pokemon left, and I'm expecting a switch, but they don't switch. I'm able to get this Focus Blast off and knock out their Registeel. So they have one Pokemon left in the back, and it's Hypno, and I'm going to stay in and try to get to a Flash Cannon, and I'm able to get to a Flash Cannon, barely. And I think that's what won me this game, because if he has Ice Punch, Ice Punch is going to deal a lot of damage to Altaria. And let's see. It is Ice Punch, but these Dragon Breaths are going to deal a lot of damage, and Sky Attack also does a lot of damage. So I think, yeah, that's unfortunate for me. I think I lose this one. I was right at a Sky Attack, right? But yeah, they played it really well, and they were able to knock out my Altaria using their Hypno. Oh, okay, so there's actually a bonus battle. I must have did this wrong. So anyways, getting into the battle. Oh, I guess this is rank 6 battles, but Seaking. So something that a lot I've been seeing in GBL. Seaking has a very interesting moveset of Poison Jab, Icy Wind, and Drill Run. Can deal with Azumarill with the Poison Jab, Drill Run for Registeel, and Icy Wind for Altaria. So the core meta, right? The big three, all covered by one Pokemon. But anyways, I switch into my Munchlax and they bring in Meganium. I'm able to get a Body Slam off. Get another Body Slam off. And they're probably going to go ahead and use their charge move right here. And I have 2 shields, but they do have a lot of energy. So I'm going to go ahead and let this go because I feel like I need the shields for my... I wanted to get to a Sky Attack. So I wanted to farm up some energy on this Meganium with my Altaria, because if they bring in that Seaking again, I'm going to need to use charge moves, right? Those charge moves are pretty much what I need to knock out these shields on this Seaking. This Seaking is going to be a problem. So this Icy Wind is going to pretty much KO me if it doesn't KO me. So I go ahead and shield that up, but now my attack is down. Get to the second Sky Attack, and I believe they still shield. Yes, so they double shielded, and my Dragon Breaths are doing less damage, but it's not good. So they let that Seaking faint. So let's see how I react. So luckily for me, it is Altaria. If it was Whiscash or maybe a Azumarill or something else, like I probably would have had a much tougher time. But luckily for me, Registeel in the back, GG. All right, so that will do it for this episode of Season 2 battles from GBL. Now I have to probably correct this over here, the number 8. This number 8 should be number 6. Sorry about that. And yeah, rank 6. But believe me, these were pretty competitive battles. Even in rank 8, like these battles, I wouldn't be surprised if I came across these battles in rank 8. These battles, I believe, were from much earlier. So yeah, they were still very competitive. Now, starting the next episode, they're going to be more current. So I've been, again, grinding at around 2350-ish. just stuck there, right? People are just super good this season, or people that are participating in GBL this season are just like, there's just people that aren't that good at PvP right now, just gave up or aren't interested in it. Only people participating in GBL are the people that are advocates and enthusiasts for PvP. But anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below, and that'll do it. Till next time, guys, this is Bestinwest. I'll catch you guys later.